Hey there. As we are now getting out of this crazy situation, you want to invite your friends at home and have some parties. One of my favorite things to cook at parties is pizza. Because it's something that can be very engaging. I mean, everyone can put their favorite ingredients and it's a lot of fun. And I just thought about this video because the other day I was actually watching a video on which pizza company had the best bang for the buck. So, which one had the most ingredients for the price that you pay. I don't even know why I was watching this because I make my own pizza, so I can put as many ingredients as I want to. And if you like this video, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing. The proportions are as follow. You'll need 1 kilogram of flour for 25 grams of fresh yeast. And I'm really sorry if you're not good in maths, but this is not so hard. I'll just make 1/3 of the recipe, which should be enough for 2 pizzas, and I will not put all the flour at the same time, because I want to control the hydration of the dough. And it's either that or putting less water. The proportion of water is like around 150 milliliters for 300 grams of flour. You can kind of make the calculation. I just throw the yeast there just because it's cool, but you don't have to. You can also add it to the flour and mix it that way. And you want to add sugar, and you want to add around 25 grams of sugar for 1 kilogram of flour. This will help the dough rise faster, which is why you can make the dough in 1 hour. Again, this is not a recipe for real Neapolitan pizza, and I add more and more of the flour because I don't want my dough to be that liquid. Again, the amount of water you add to the dough will control how crunchy your dough will be. If you want it more fluffy, you add more water. If you want it more crunchy, you add less water. I will also now add the salt, which is around 25 grams as well for 1 kilogram of flour. The reason why I didn't add the salt right away is because it has the opposite effect on the yeast. Then you want to add 1 tablespoon of olive oil per 100 grams of flour. So I have 300 grams, so I'm adding 3 tablespoons. The olive oil will add a nice crust around the dough and also will improve the flavor of the dough. As you can see, it's important to knead the dough for a bit and make it kind of in a ball shape, but you don't need to worry too much about it. And when you're satisfied with the result, you want to cover it with some cloth and leave it at least 1 hour to rest. You can use this recipe also to make some flatbread to eat with hummus and baba ganoush or some focaccia. I can show it in another video. Sauce I like to use tomato pulp, garlic and basil. Again, if you want to have the traditional Italian version, you don't need to do this. Just need good quality tomatoes and basil and that's it. But I just like to put tons of garlic, and this way I'm very protected against vampires. They just get the hell away from me. When the garlic is a bit toasted, I put the tomato pulp and I just turn it a bit to the side so that it doesn't splash the stove all over. Another tip is if your sauce is too acidic, you can add a bit of butter or baking powder. It usually helps balance the acidity, and you just put tons of basil. You can also add a little bit of sugar if you like it to be sweeter. If you are using Italian tomatoes, you probably don't need it because they are typically sweet. Another way would have been to cook with onions, as those would also help balance the acidity of the tomatoes. Again, it's whatever you like. And it has been more than 1 hour and the dough is quite stretchy, so what I will do now is make 2 balls out of it. Take the first ball to a surface covered with flour, and I like to use vegetable paper so that I don't make a mess out of the table. There are 2 ways to knead the dough, either away from the vegetable paper and you just keep folding over and over as long as your ends are not super sticky. But if you are not feeling super experienced with this, you can also just put flour on it and just keep folding over and over on the table. When you're satisfied with the result, which should be around 2 minutes, you want to now use a roll, and you can sing just a Limp Bizkit song in your head. Maybe this is when you are a 90s kid, but yeah, that's what you need to do, just roll it. And if you like the Pizza Hut kind of look, you don't roll it as much as I did. When you are satisfied with the size and thickness, you're ready to put the sauce in. I don't put too much, just a few spoons. So 1 can of tomato sauce should be more than enough for 2 pizzas. You'll have still some leftover you can use on pasta or something. And in this pizza I will use a fresh mozzarella, and you can use more cheese if you want to, or different kinds of cheeses. Just don't tell me you eat pizza without cheese. I mean, that's not really pizza. But do whatever you want. I mean, I'm also showing it with tomato sauce, but you can make any kind of sauce for your pizza. In this one I will put some mushrooms because I had them at home, and I will also put some fennel Italian sausage because my girlfriend just likes this pizza a lot. My favorite is rucola and smoked salmon. But what is your favorite pizza? Just put it on the comment section, as long as it's not with pineapple. So I put the pizza in the oven, and I'll put it at 180 degrees, and I don't really know what's the other definition, but you can tell what I put. And I just measured the second pizza here to show it's around 26 centimeters because I forgot to measure the first one. So I just took it from the oven after 5 to 10 minutes. I don't remember exactly how much time it was. The reason I didn't cook it too high was because we have olive oil, but it's up to you if you want it higher. And I just put a little bit of basil to make it look nicer and taste better, and a drizzle of olive oil. Not sure you can see it in the screen. For the second pizza I just made a classic margherita, because you cannot really fail at margherita. I think everyone should be okay with it, as long as you like cheese. And then the moment of truth, tasting. And if you like this video, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing. See ya!